Hello there, my name is Jason Perkins. I will welcome you to another episode in the Georgia Workers' Compensation video series. I'm an attorney who specializes in Georgia workers' compensation cases. I created this series of videos to provide people with helpful information about Georgia workers' compensation law and the benefits they should receive under it. Today, I want to talk to you about hip fractures that you suffer as a result of a work-related injury. Let's first talk about some of the common types of accidents that might cause a hip fracture. These often occur as a result of a slip and fall, or a car wreck, or a crush injury that might be suffered at work. Um, Now, hip fractures are covered under the workers' compensation law, really like any other body part. You can receive benefits for being out of work as a result of your injury, called temporary total disability benefits. You can receive medical treatment and testing for your injury with certain authorized doctors, and you can receive permanent partial disability benefits if you suffer a permanent impairment as a result of the injury. Now let's talk about how hip fractures may affect you and how they interact with the workers' compensation system. One of the main areas where hip fractures affect you is in your ability to sit or stand or lift or squat down. So if your job requires you to do those sorts of activities, then it may be difficult to continue working after you suffer a hip fracture. As a result of this, you may have to come out of work and receive workers' compensation benefits for being out of work. Another thing that may happen is your employer might offer you a light duty job. If your doctor gives you certain restrictions as to what type of work you can do, then your employer may provide you with a job that's within those restrictions. And if so, they might not have to pay workers' comp benefits for being out of work because you're working and earning money. If this light duty job paid you less, then they might pay you something called temporary partial disability benefits, which is a workers' compensation benefit you receive when you're working but earning less money as a result of the injury you suffered at work. One other thing that sometimes happens as a result of hip fractures is you may need surgery. Some people end up needing a hip replacement surgery. Hip replacement surgeries have special considerations. A couple of things that occur. One is the insurance companies often argue that the injury at work is not the reason that you need the hip replacement surgery. Maybe that you already needed it beforehand. It's due to some pre-existing condition and not the injury that you suffered. So there can be some fights and arguments about that. Another thing that's important to consider, though, is if you do have a hip replacement surgery as a result of a workers' compensation injury, then there's some special things that apply. One is the 400-week limit on medical treatment may not necessarily apply to your case as long as you have that hip replacement surgery within 400 weeks. So generally, medical treatment is limited to 400 weeks from your injury, but there's exceptions for certain types of prosthetics, which a hip replacement includes. Second thing is you may have a higher permanent partial disability rating because the American Medical Association Guides to the Evaluation of Permanent Impairment provides very specific ratings for a hip replacement surgery. Um, so those are some of the special considerations that you should think about if you end up having a hip replacement surgery or if one's recommended in your case. I hope you found this information about hip fractures from work-related injuries helpful. If you have, please let me know that. One of the best ways you can do that is by liking this video or giving it a thumbs up. And if you've got more questions about workers' compensation, please reach out and schedule a free consultation with me. I'd be happy to speak with you. There's two easy ways you can set that consultation up. The first is by calling the phone number at the bottom of the screen, and the other is by reaching out to us to our website, which is www.perkinslawtalk.com. Click on it and submit the free consultation request form, and we'll get in touch with you. I'd like to thank you again for watching this video today. I want to wish you the best of luck as you recover from your injuries.